Hi guys, here's my shadow. I had to turn on the hallway light so that way I could show you a picture of my doggies, my beautiful little fur babies. Okay, so this is Jake. He is my chocolate lab. He is Jarrett's, I don't want to say this, but definitely his favorite. I bought Jake for my husband a year before we got married, and he absolutely adores this brown chocolate snout. Definitely his baby. Then here is Sunny. She is our golden retriever, and she is always smiling. I kind of call her my, if you guys have seen The Wizard of Oz, she's like my scarecrow. She's sweet and innocent and just has really no brains, but is super sweet. There's just something about Sunny. She's not the smartest tool in the shed, but she is the sweetest dog that you will ever run into. Heart of gold, this one. And here is my Molly. She is my English Springer Spaniel, and we adopted her shortly after we got Jake because we knew that we wanted a good companion for Jake. We didn't want him to be the only dog in the family. So we looked in the newspaper and we found Molly. She was up for adoption by a older couple that didn't have enough energy to give Molly. Molly is a very hyper dog. If anybody knows anything about Springers, they are very active. And she was born in Washington State, and her original name was Target. She was a hunting dog, so the previous owner who owned Molly would take her out and he would go hunt for duck, and she would run into the lake and drag the ducks' bodies onto the shore, and that was her job. And after he kind of retired and gave that up, they just kind of just didn't, like I said, didn't have the energy for Molly anymore. So when we went to adopt her, we had to go through an interview process, and we were up against a lot of applicants, and we were the lucky ones that were able to adopt her, and they really fell in love with Jake. They thought Jake and Molly just really blended together, because we did have to go back for a second interview, believe it or not, and we had to bring Jake and make sure that Jake, fit with Molly, and they hit it off right off the bat, guys. I mean, they were like two peas in a pod, and they truly, truly are the bestest of friends, these two right here. Molly, I call her my little mommy, because when Sunny came home, Molly just gravitated towards Sunny and became like her surrogate mom. Sunny is the younger of the bunch. Molly is the oldest, and she's like, oh gosh, she's 13 or 14. I have her original date of birth in the office. I haven't checked, but she is older of the bunch. Jake is 11. So she definitely mothers Sunny, and they follow each other all around. If I have Molly in the house, Sunny barks because she wants to be right next to her surrogate mommy or sister, big sister. So those are my dogs. Those are my 3 dogs, and we've had them ever since we got married. These are our fur babies. And we love them. We love them so, so much, you guys. Anybody who has animals, you guys know the love and the bond that happens between animals and their owners. We don't have children, and these are our children. These are our 3 children. And each one of them has a different personality. Each one of them adds something different to our family. But this is our family. And as you can tell, all of our families have dogs. These are all of my relatives' dogs. Some have passed, some are still here with us. And this is my dad's dog. This is Boss. So all of our family members love animals. And I also have 2 cats. And we're just huge pet lovers, and I hang their pictures up proudly because they are our family. They are on the wall with my family's photos. So, Molly was starting to show some signs that there was something wrong. Well, at least one sign. Last week, we had noticed that we were outside, we were doing some yard work, and after Molly got up from laying on the grass, her little tushy was wet. And I thought, well, we didn't water the grass, and I wonder why her backside is wet. So I don't know. It's not that we dismissed it, but I thought it was odd. I thought, well, maybe she had a little accident or something. So the next day, I noticed her bottom side was wet. And then I told Jared about it. So we immediately called our vet, and we made an appointment as soon as we could. And the soonest that they could get us in was Friday. So over the course of the week, her backside still was wet. She was having accidents. And I thought, oh gosh, I bet it's probably a urinary tract infection, a bladder infection. I had looked on the internet for some things. I'm a huge Google search person, which isn't always good because it makes you even more worried. But anyway, that's what I was finding. And of course, I was seeing some other things that it could be, some more serious things. So my husband took her in on Friday. They ran blood tests on her and x-rays of her abdominal area, and also took a urine sample. And they told us that we wouldn't get the results in until Monday. So we took her home, and over the course of this weekend, she's still having her accidents. And it's been really scary. So weekend going typically normal as it usually does, pretty busy for us guys. And I wanted to go into the backyard and enjoy the yard, and I wanted to take Zoe outside in the new carrier that I bought. And my husband goes, oh, okay, I'll go out there with you, and we'll go out and hang out with the dogs and stuff like that. So we were about to go outside, and I'm putting Zoe in her carrier and putting her little sun hat on, and the phone rings. My husband's phone rings. And so he goes into the other room, and I thought it was someone from his work because my husband is a manager and he gets phone calls around the clock sometimes. So he was in the other room and he was chatting, and I was continuing to do what I was doing out here in the living room. And the conversation was going on pretty long, but I didn't think anything of it. I just honestly thought it was someone from work. So, he comes out of the room when the phone call was done, and just by his face, for all of you who are married or have been with your spouse for a long time, their facial expressions. They don't even need to say anything because you know them so well. Just by their looks, you just know that there's something isn't right. And when I looked at Jarrett, I just knew that it wasn't going to be good, what he was going to tell me. And I didn't know what it was. So he said, honey, that was the vet that called. They got Molly's results back. And I knew that it wasn't going to be good. Even though in my heart I was praying that it was going to be good. It was going to be okay. But the vet told us that Molly has the beginning stages of kidney disease. It is the very, very early stages. We caught it right as the disease is progressing or starting. This is one of the first signs that happens, which is the not being able to control the urination. The dogs tend to have that issue first, and that is one of the signs. And then sorry, I'm just trying to pull myself together. I don't want to be bawling here. So the doctor started to proceed to tell Jared on the phone, what's going to happen, what do we need to do. And my husband said, honey, to be honest with you, I kind of zoned out and I cannot remember everything that the doctor said. And of course, I understand, when you're being told something like this, all you can hear is the problem. And you zone out. You literally zone out because you're like, wow, we weren't expecting that. Me and Jared thought that it was just going to be a bladder infection, a UTI, and we were going to give her some antibiotic and we would be on our way. I never thought this was going to happen, totally caught us off surprise because she wasn't showing any additional signs. Like I told you, she's a very healthy, happy dog. She's been eating, she's been drinking, she's been the same, except for the urination problem. And because we're responsible pet owners and we took her in, the doctor said, well, you caught it right as it's starting. And he said, I need you to bring her back in today, and I'm going to prescribe her some medication that's going to help the peeing situation. And also we want to put her on a special diet. But, there is no cure to kidney disease, and the disease is going to progress. And there are different stages. He didn't get into exactly how long Molly has because he said that all dogs are different. Depends on the dog, the disease. She has to be monitored. She has to go in for blood work every so often to see what her levels are. And he basically told my husband that he was going to send over all of the information about the disease and how it operates and how it works in an email, because he knew that my husband wasn't going to remember all of that information on the phone. So as soon as my husband told me what was going on, of course I cried. We both cried. Molly is a very, very special dog. And for any of you out there that have a Springer, know that these dogs are more human than a dog, and that is Molly. She is my most boisterous of the bunch. She talks, she very much howls like my dear sweet friend Shelly's dogs. As you hear in her videos, Molly is the same. She has her moments and she's like, whoa, 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 and she chats and she always has something to say, and she's just a loving, loving dog. All of my dogs are, but Molly, she's like the mother hen of the bunch. And I didn't get to have her as a puppy. I didn't get those really special moments. We got her later in life. And Molly has brought us so much joy and happiness. And to know that my poor little dog has this horrible disease just really makes me so mad. It really makes me mad because, these dogs and our animals are brought to us to bring us comfort and joy and unconditional love. And all we want to do is make the best life for them. And we don't want nothing like this to happen. And we know that it has to happen. They're going to get older. They may have problems, and you just have to face it and get through it. But, we just started to, overcome the challenges of Jake, my chocolate lab, because last year, he started to go blind, and now he's blind in both eyes, and he's losing his hearing. So that has been an adventure right there, guys. It's been tough. It's been hard to see Jake going through what he's going through. Whew. And adapting to that change. And now Molly. And now Molly's going to go through something. And the doctor assured us that at this moment she's not in any pain, because that was one of the hugest questions that my husband had. And he said, no, she's not, in his opinion, not observing any pain. So What I'm asking for today is just a prayer for my sweet baby girl, a prayer for Jarrett and I to get through this because it's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough, and I don't know what's going to happen. And to be honest with you, I'm really scared for my dog. I don't want to have her in pain. I don't want to see her deteriorate and get worse. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. And I want to just have God be with us to give Jarrett and I the strength to get through this and make the right decisions for Molly. And for Molly to try to fight through this the best that she can. And we're going to love her and just appreciate the time that we have with her, because I don't know how long we're going to have with Molly. But we're going to make the best of it, and we're going to get through it. And with our faith and love, we will get through this. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because, yes, we're a community of these reborn babies, but we're so much more. We really are. We get invested in each other's lives and what happens outside of our hobby. And we are all there for each other when things are not going right in our lives. And we're there as a community to pray for each other. No matter who we pray to, we're always there to pray for whatever situation that is happening in our life, and we're there to give words of encouragement and support. And you guys have been on this ride with me through my ups and through my downs, and so why not share this with you, because I'm going to need those prayers, and I'm going to need those thoughts and words of encouragement for my dog and for our family and our pet family, because she is our family. And I honestly don't know what it's going to be like without having her here. And I don't even want to think about it. And yesterday was just such a bad day. And the afternoon, the rest of the day was great. But in the afternoon after we heard, it was just so hard not to cry. And we both went outside and we just gave Molly a huge hug, and we spent the afternoon outside with her, and we just wish we could take it away, and we just wish we could make it better, and we wish we could make Jake better, and yeah, you guys understand, all of you who love animals as much as we do. You guys know what it's like. And so thank you for watching this. I know it's sad, but you guys are always there for me, and I just really need you at this moment. Just to send prayers out and good vibes for my beautiful girl and for us, and like I said, to help us get through this. And I will keep you guys updated, because like I said, I don't know anything yet more than what the vet told us and the information that he sent to us yesterday. I looked at it this morning, and guys, it is just awful. The way this disease progresses, it's awful. Just awful. I mean, the body starts to shut down, and I don't even want to talk about it, but it's just not good. And I couldn't even finish reading the email because it was just so heartbreaking. So we're going to go take her in today when my husband gets off work, and get the things that she needs. I'm going to get Jude today. I don't know if I'll be able to have a video up, but I will certainly post a picture on Instagram, because we've got to take care of Molly first. And that's not going to leave me much time to put Jude together. And I know you guys understand. So thank you. Thank you, all of you. And I will be keeping you informed what happens. And if any of you have gone through this with your animal, I would appreciate if you could PM me and just let me know how to handle this, or maybe some things that you've gone through, or what you went through with your animal to help us get through this. Yeah, that's about it, guys. So I'll let you go. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Bye, guys.